Workers at what I'll call a smaller restaurant chain, fast food chain called Burgerville, have just unionized. Ron, what's the story?
I think it's a good idea. I think it gives you a chance to make sure their working conditions are there. I think a union can be very positive in weeding out bad employees. I think if they're going to unionize, that should be part of the negotiations, that some of the employee issues that you have is taken care of by the union, and the company doesn't have to do it. Yeah. The union could police some of their own if they want to get re-involved, and if that means less employees, so be it.
Henry, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think that the impetus behind this was they're looking for, quote, living wage, okay, the $15 an hour mantra that, is going across the country. The company, I will say from what I read leading into this, the company I don't think necessarily worked in cooperation. Now they're trying to spin it as, oh yeah, listen, this is a great opportunity for us and the industry by having a union. $15 an hour, it's going to impact the number of people who are employed, and likely it's going to impact potentially the quality of the food.
Well, I don't know about quality, it's certainly the price of the food.
The price of the food. So, their menu is kind of unique. They have salmon salads on there and blue cheese. It's not a regular McDonald's.
So it's an upscale fast food place.
It's a really upscale fast food place. So I would have to say that them trying to make their price margins, their profitability in that unit's going to go down tremendously.
I don't agree.
Okay.
I think
Tell us why.
I just believe it's time to get off this kick of kicking $15 an hour in the teeth through 2023. Adapt to it so the people that complain about the amount of benefits that people that don't have money and that can't afford it get because we force them into low-paying jobs, it's time to address that. Well, the people at the $15 an hour is going to spend every penny of it. It's all going back into the economy.
If that's pending they have a job, what if they replace the teller or the cashiers with kiosks?
I've already seen that. That's going to happen. But look at the people that's going to support the kiosk.
But they're not going to be. There's going to be less people employed at Burgerville.
Okay.
So you're okay with less people being employed because
absolutely.
We've now given them an increase.
So we're going to take a part of the population and we're going to take them from making a small wage to have them making no wage at all.
So a burden upon society is what
they're
you're saying.
already
You're okay with that.
You guys are forcing them to be a burden on society.
How are we forcing them to be a burden?
$11, $7 an hour, which is ridiculous.
They're making $7+ an hour. It's a like 5% above what the state minimum wage is. It's not very impressive.
It's 2023 that the $15 an hour. What do they pay now? 11 something an hour.
If they don't like making $7 an hour.
The average wage was, I believe, $11.34.
Yeah, in Oregon.
Okay.
We're at 7.
Okay, so they're at 7 and change there. If they don't like what they're getting paid, find another place to go work.
That's the way we deal with this. Find another place to go work. And then here they are with their welfare, with all of the benefits that they need, indigent care at hospitals because they don't have health care. And we keep pushing these people back thinking, and then the people complain about paying those fees. And what happens when they go to balance a budget, Henry? What happens when we go to balance a federal budget? What are we going to take away? Benefits. It's coming.
Yeah,
because we're going to build walls.
I think you just skipped a stone across the pond and made a bunch of ripples there, Ron.
So
watch what happens.
Let me ask this. This has got to be bad news for McDonald's, Burger King, and the other large franchises. Would you agree, Ron?
Everybody's going to adapt and readapt. In manufacturing, I worked in a manufacturing company. There was 5,000 people worked at Mac. Now there's 1,200 people putting out more vehicles.
Right.
Guess what? Those people found jobs elsewhere. Were retrained. We forget about retraining people.
Or they retired.
Sure, retrain people.
But the challenge is what is this going to do to the fast food industry? Okay, there's already rumors that some people in Connecticut hey, this is a good idea, let's do it. Cost of living in Connecticut, cost of living in Oregon, cost of living in Maryland, they're all different. But I would say $7 an hour. I think they probably could have found other positions that would have compensated better than $7.50 I think it was $7.78 an hour or something.
Who says we need all this fast food anyway? It's already proven
Well, this
to
is
be
high.
unhealthy.
This is high
That's
quality
not the
fast
point
food.
of this discussion, though. And it's
What's the
salmon.
point that I'm throwing into
Well,
it?
but it's not.
But-
It's not relevant to this discussion.
Well, it's
Ron,
relevant.
if you're going
No,
out there,
it's not.
If you're going out there and you're used to getting a, let's say, a dollar menu item, okay? Now I'm telling you, you have to pay $1.50 for the same item. Are you going to complain?
No.
Okay. The labor union
you?
movement in the United
I
States.
won't buy the dollar item.
The labor union movement in the United States has suffered in the last
Sure.
several years, probably maybe even a decade or more. Is this a start of a resurgence of the labor union movement, Ron?
It's coming back. But as long as you have the present people in office at the federal level that you have, and you want to deregulate everything, they want to drop out of the Paris Climate Agreement and all
Ron,
that
we're
kind
talking
of
about
stuff.
flipping burgers.
It's all relevant. It's all relevant. It's not just
The
about
greenhouse
flipping
gases
burgers.
from cooking
So-
your burgers is
So
relevant. to
I'll
the
talking
conversation.
buy
we're
I'll buy
talking
that
the whole
it's
thing.
all relevant. But if it's all relevant, then what's also relevant is when we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Those that were making $20 an hour say, well, these guys got a $4 an hour raise. Now I need a $4 an hour raise.
No, they're gonna say they want $6.
So now we've not increased the price of just the burgers. We've increased the price throughout the economy, and guess what? That $15 an hour is now going to buy what the $7 an hour bought 2 years
What'd
ago.
your grandfather make?
It doesn't matter.
Well, most certainly does. Things will change
I
as
can
time
tell you what
goes.
my grandfather
But
made.
the point is,
1942,
but the point
$1,400.
is, if the $15 today spends like $7 yesterday, these people that are at these minimum wage jobs are still going to have problems at making ends meet, and they're still going to be on the.
And we're still going to be,
The
people still going to be complaining about it.
The cost of living is going to continue to go up. The people who are employing these individuals.
Cost of living's been
no,
stagnant for the last 5
no,
years.
Ron, you're
Look
missing
at
the
what
conversation.
happened when the federal government back in the 70s tried to regulate gas prices. That too is relevant. It was a disaster.
What was it? When? Whip
the
inflation
70s.
now. I know.
It
Whip
was a
inflation
disaster.
now.
What is the percentage that someone's currently paying for the rent or mortgage out of their gross pay?
There is a formula, but I don't
There is a
honestly
formula.
know it.
Okay, now it's saying that millennials are facing somewhere between 45 to 50% of their take-home pay is going towards putting a roof over their head. At that rate, when we go to increase that, people who own properties, they're going to have to increase their money because they have more expenses. Everything is related in this economy.
Well, maybe it gets down to the point that a third of the
I tell you-
property that's tax-free now pays taxes.
Ron, I'll tell you what, how about if I bring in a little sterno next week and we can have some marshmallows and chocolate bars and graham crackers and just sing Kumbaya, because that's not the way society works.
Yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
and spiraling down the tube.
All right. And that's all we got to say about that topic. That was a good one, though. Coming up next, Meredith Medical Center has made a deal with the County Sheriff's Department. What are the details? We'll have them in 3 minutes. Stay with us.